everyone, Danielle here for Neat and Tangled's January 2013 release week. I hope that you all had a really wonderful holiday and a great New Year's, and it's really weird saying 2013, but I'm super excited to be in the new year and starting it off with a big release. And so for you this week, I have 5 brand new stamp sets, and just like in past releases, each day one will be revealed and then they'll all be available for purchase on Friday. We also have giveaways every day and lots of really wonderful projects by myself and the design team, so make sure you check them all out. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And today's set is kind of just in time for Valentine's Day, although you could certainly use it year-round for any number of projects. And it is called My Heart Sings. And I have to apologize because I am way ahead of schedule. Normally I film these videos the night before the stamp set gets revealed because I'm a procrastinator and I always work last minute, but I'm like a week ahead of schedule and I don't even have the fully packaged product. These are the samples that I've been using for the past month, so I have to apologize because they're a little bit dirty, but obviously if you were to purchase it, it would come nicely packaged and very clean. But it's a 4x6 set, so it's a larger set, and it will retail for $15, and it'll be available for purchase on Friday along with all the others. Like I said, it's called My Heart Sings, and you can kind of get the idea of why it has that name from the images that you see here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and stamp all of these out for you so you can get an idea of the size and how they're going to fit, and I'll just give you some of the ideas I had in mind when I designed these. And if you hear cats like meowing and fighting, it's kind of that time of night where they get a little crazy, so I apologize in advance. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and I'll stamp these out. And I kind of, for the sake of time, cheated a little bit, so if you could just do me a favor and not pay attention to these things over here. I will get to these in a second, but I just wanted to stamp them out ahead of time to so we weren't here all morning. And I'm going to start with the birds, and I'll just keep this over here. There are 2 birds in the set, and for a couple years now I've kind of been planning my next tattoo, and I really love birds and I love butterflies, and I don't know why. Maybe it's, I don't know, they're just so pretty and I don't know, beautiful, and they just remind me of being really free and flying and whatever, corniness. So in looking for designs for a tattoo, I kept coming across images of birds that looked similar to this, and so that was definitely the inspiration behind these. I wanted to design some birds that were really kind of more detailed than stamps I've done in the past, but also really just elegant and had really, flowing wings and feathers, and so I hope that that's, what I've achieved here. And there are 2 birds, and they're a little bit, they're a little bit different, and so I'm going to go ahead and stamp them both out so you can see. Originally I only had 1 bird in the set, and I figured, if you wanted 2, you could always just, if you wanted the opposite image, you could always just reverse stamp it. But I really don't like reverse stamping. I'm really bad at it, especially with a larger image like this. It would probably take me 500 tries and I wouldn't even be happy with the result. So I thought, you know what, let's just make life easier for everybody, and I'll give you another option. So this is the second bird, and I'll do it down here. And it is different than the first. It's not identical. It's a little bit smaller in scale. And you can notice with the tail feathers that they're different than the one I stamped first. This first one here, they kind of curl under, and this one here kind of flows out and up like this. But like I said, it is a little bit smaller than the first one. And so this is nice because now you have the option of using them together. You can have them facing each other. And there are a couple stamps that I'm going to show you that would work if you were to do that. Or depending on the design and layout of your card or project, now you have the option of having the bird facing either way without the hassle of reverse stamping and they are each, you know, unique. So you're going to get 2 different birds. So those are the really large images from this set. And then you're going to get a couple kind of other things that you can use to build your project. Next up is some lines so that you could create kind of like sheet music. And I'm going to stamp that right here. And I just made it a little small, you know, small bars so that you could stamp one, you could stamp it repeatedly over and over across your card or a scrapbook layout, so you can customize how long you want your sheet music to be. And then you're going to get a bunch of different size music notes to go along with it. So you're going to get one, and I'll show you this first. This one's really small, and I'm going to stamp it right here. It's a smaller in size. It's the smallest of the ones you're going to get in this set. And I also made it so obviously you can use it on its own. You could stamp it over and over to create a background, or you could stamp it and have it look like it's coming out of, you know, coming from the bird. But it also actually does fit perfectly on the lines for the sheet music. So you can actually use it like that. You're going to get another one that's a little bit larger. This one, you could certainly use it on the bars, but it's not gonna fit. It's too big. And I'll stamp that down here. So you're going to get a larger music note. So you could use the small and the large together to create a neat background. Or, like I mentioned, you could have it so that it looked like the birds were singing. And then you're going to get one of the, another type of music note. There you go. And this one, you'd think I would know, but I'm pretty sure that this one you can use this one on the sheet music as well. It's kind of the same size as the smaller one, except it's the double. And so those are all kind of the music-y things you get, with the exception of this one little teeny tiny, super small, probably annoyingly small stamp. And you're probably looking at this and you're thinking, oh, there's like a little mark on the stamps, you know, like on the package, but it's actually a teeny tiny little stamp, and it looks like a little V. I don't know if I can bring it close enough it's right here, right there. Looks like a little V. And the purpose of that was so that you could actually make it look like the birds were singing. Now, this stamp is really small. Chances are I'm going to lose it probably after I shoot this video. Hopefully not, because I have a card to make. But it's super tiny, and you can use it on either bird. I'm going to pull this a little closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. Oops, sorry, just knocked the camera. Oh well. You can actually line it up and make it look like the bird is singing, so that if you wanted the bird to be singing, which goes along with some of the sentiments, you could actually make it look like its beak was open, as opposed to how it would stamp originally from the package, like that. Let's see if I can get this one too. I apologize because I can't really see. Normally I'd be standing up. There we go. So you can see now how just by using that little V, you can transform the bird to look like it is actually singing. So I thought that was, even though it's a really tiny little stamp and you might lose it or be annoyed by it, I thought it was kind of a cool little detail that if you wanted it to look like the bird was actually singing with its mouth open, you could do that. Alright, enough about that. So there's your birds and your music notes and your beaks, and you'll get a couple other just little images. You're going to get a heart, which is a little bit larger, and you're going to get a little kind of cluster of floating hearts, which is fun. You could use these and make it look like it was floating up from the birds, you know, if you had them together as a pair. Could be some little love birds. And then you're going to get, it's not really a sentiment, but it works well for, you know, love or Valentine's Day cards. You're gonna get XOXO for your hugs and kisses. Or I guess you could flip it around and do OXOX if you wanted to. And then you're gonna get a whole bunch of sentiments. So you're gonna get, and I already stamped them all out just to save some time. These are all individual stamps that you can combine to create your own custom sentiments. So you're gonna get "You are my make, love, and sing." These are all individual stamps. And then I went ahead and just quickly, I apologize because I did it really quick, so I didn't worry about spacing or anything like that, but I just stamped out some of the possibilities you have with those words. You could say "You are my love," "You are my heart," "Love you, my love," and then "You make my heart sing," which is, this was the very first stamp that I designed for the entire set, and then I actually thought of the birds after I came up with that sentiment. And all of these words and images are hand-drawn. I love calligraphy. I've been doing it off and on for a couple years. I started right when I graduated from college. I really kind of fell in love with the art of using a pointed pen, and so more recently I've picked it back up, and so I really wanted to incorporate some of my calligraphy into stamp sets. So you're going to be seeing it in a couple of the stamp sets from this release, and even in the future releases, like in March, I have a couple sets that are going to use it too. So I hope you enjoy it. And so these are unique, one of a kind. You know, I sat down with a pen, a pointed pen, and ink and paper, and wrote these out. So you're not going to find these, you know, anywhere else. So there you go. And there's one more stamp in this set, and this is so you can create kind of a frame or a border around your sentiments that you build. And it's just really kind of fun calligraphy squirrels. And I'm going to stamp it right here. And you could obviously stamp it vertical. You could stamp it like this and then flip it around and stamp it on the other side. Let's see if I have room. So I would stamp it something like this. You could stamp it one way and then flip it around and stamp it on the other side to create kind of like a little frame for your sentiment. And you could stamp it vertical or you could stamp it horizontal, whichever way you want. If you wanted to get daring, you could probably cut it in half and come up with some own designs and borders of your own. But that's it. So that's called My Heart Sings. That's the first set from our January release, just in time for Valentine's Day. It is a 4x6 set, and there they are all stamped out, and then I'll put the set right here. I apologize for how dirty they are, but I've been using them a lot, so there you go. Don't forget to check out all of the amazing projects by the design team below, and be sure to enter the giveaway. All you have to do is be a follower and leave a comment, and then there are some ways you can get extra entries to win, so be sure to read about that below. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for our second stamp set. Thanks for watching.